Raicilla comes from an admirable plant. Agave is the scientific name and maguey is its common name. It flourished in Mexico 10 million years ago and it spread from the southern United States down to Central and South America. There are circa 200 species. 150 are located in Mexico and 116 are natives. Agave was a sacred plant for Mesoamericans because it provided with food, drink, clothing, and building material. In fact, before the corn domestication, agave was the main source of carbohydrate for the Mexican ancient civilizations. Nowadays, we continue eating its flowers and drinking its pulque and mezcal. Agaves range greatly in size and shape, but they all share the same basic layout with leaves radiating out from a central core, which are called pencas. Their roots are shallow and quickly absorb any moisture in the soil because usually agaves thrive in extreme dry conditions, and they grow slowly, taking anywhere from 6 to 30 years to reach sexual maturity. But as agaves grow in precarious conditions, not all the seeds will germinate. As such, some species of agaves have developed two other methods of reproduction. Many agaves create structures called offsets or hijuelos. They are clones that grow up from the roots of the mother plant. Other agaves have developed bulbils. A bulbil is similar to an offset in that it is a genetic clone of the mother plant, but it grows from the flower on the quiote instead of seeds. Once the plant rises the stalk and forms the seed, it will die. So, either it blooms and reproduces, or it is harvested and transmuted into a spirit. In contrast to wine, that grapes are cut and vines remain, agave is harvested from the roots and afterwards it dies. It can be harvested each year, and it takes so many years to grow that proper agricultural practices and nursery programs are imperative to supply the agave spirit's demand and secure the future agave existence. Raicilla can be made from any agave or maguey, wild or cultivated, except for blue agave tequilana Weber, which is reserved exclusively for tequila production, and all the agave must be grown inside the geographical authorized area. Despite there are 40 different species of agave that are used to distill, Raicilla is typically made from these 5 species. Agave Maximiliana. It is also known as lechuguilla. It takes more than 8 years to reach maturity and it can be reproduced only by seed. This agave grows in colonies on rocky slopes in Jalisco. Usually, it can be found in open spaces surrounded by oak and pine forests. It distributes along the Sierra Madre Occidental and the Pacific coast. Its pencas are light green and its quiote rises to upwards 8 meters tall. And this agave is almost exclusive for Raicilla production. Raicilla la Reina is made with this agave. Agave inacidens, commonly named as lechuguilla 2 or largo. It takes more than 8 years to reach maturity and its reproduction is via seeds. It grows in open rocky mountain slopes among oak and pine forests. This species of agave is located across multiple Mexican states. Agave inacidens is used for many purposes. However, its dominant use is for the production of raicilla in Jalisco, mezcal in Michoacán, and pulque in Mexico State. Agave Valenciana. It is also known as relicero. It takes more than 15 years to mature. It thrives on slopes of balsamic rock in tropical dry forests and oak forests. This species is endemic to a small section of the canyons of the Mascota and Talpa River in the state of Jalisco. It is a relatively new species of agave and it appears to be closely related to Agave marmorata or Maguey tepestate from Puebla and Oaxaca. It is used locally to make raicilla, but it is a species considered as critically endangered due to its very small population. These 3 agaves are almost exclusive for distilling raicilla in the mountains, and this raicilla is called raicilla de la sierra. Usually, they are not used in mezcal production. The following agaves are used to distill mezcal in other regions of Mexico, but in the coast of Jalisco and Nayarit, they are used to produce raicilla: and this raicilla is named Raicilla de la Costa. Agave Angustifolia. Also, this agave is known as espadín, espadilla, bacanora, or mezcal. In average, it takes 6 years to reach maturity, and its reproduction is via seeds, bulbils, and offsets. It has the larger distribution from Sonora across to Tamaulipas, all the way down to Costa Rica. It's adaptable to different soil types and growing conditions. For these reasons, and because it takes well to agriculture, grows relatively quickly, produces a high sugar yield, and provides numerous offsets, this agave is the most commonly employed for making spirits. Agave Rodhacanta. Its size varies from small to large, and it is known as maguey mexicano, ixtero amarillo, or cuiche in some regions. It takes more than 8 years to reach maturity, and its reproduction is via seeds and offsets. Its distribution goes from Sonora to Oaxaca. In some regions of Jalisco, this agave is distilled in raicilla, in others in tusca. In Oaxaca, it is used to produce mezcal. Agave is influenced by the different climates, soil, altitude, as well as the flora and fauna around them. Every variable has an impact on the development of the agave and eventually the flavor and character of the spirit. Agave spirits brands should take conscious of that, the importance to preserve the natural environment around its business. Fortunately, some brands concerned for the future of their products, the agave and the planet, are taking actions, as Raicilla La Reina, who practices agroecology, planting agaves in the available spaces between trees and vegetation and allowing bats, bees, and hummingbirds pollinate the mature agaves to obtain seeds and reproduce more agaves. Also, only 10% of the local agaves are harvested every year with the objective to keep the ecosystem balanced. And it has an annual reforestation program called Adopta una Reina.